So, welcome back. In a few days ago, I just went over like what I've been doing at my agency, why I shut down my coaching biz, and all that kind of stuff. So, today I wanted to talk about the offers we're running, the low friction offer. You may have seen it on my channel, you may have seen it in my newsletter, or on X, or wherever you've been seeing my content, if you have. But today I just wanted to go over like the low friction offers, how we're adding 10 to 30k a month every other week to our business with this process. And most people think like their offer is broken, but it's typically not that. It's usually to do with like the way they position it and the way it's systemized and all that stuff. So the main thing that I like to focus on is having segmentation when it comes to my offers, and not just having one fixed offer. And because then you have like no scale levers, right? Because not everyone wants your done for you thing, right? Not everyone qualifies for your done for you thing, should I say? Because everything you do inside your business should be basically used as more of a disqualification mechanism, right? You shouldn't be working with everybody, and not everyone should be able to work with you. There's specific, people, they must fulfill certain criteria to work with you. Let me just fucking sort this mob out. But yeah, and I figured my best yap sessions, or sometimes best ideas, come from when I'm just playing games like this, like World of Warcraft. So if you do play WoW, just drop a like and subscribe, or give me a comment, like maybe what server you play on. This is Classic, the Anniversary Edition, and I prefer it over the Retail. In Retail, I've done over 2.2k in both Arena and like Rated Battlegrounds. One stage I was like 150 something in EU as a Rep Pala, but that's not even a flex, to be honest, but just to give you a background. So like I mentioned, the offer stuff, you typically, most people don't have any like scale levers inside their offers, right? No segmentation, no, like they just have like a one size fits all thing, but not everyone is ready to buy your big thing, like I mentioned. So some people want to buy your small thing. Maybe some people need to dip their toes in before they start buying your big stuff. So the main thing is like, I want to cover why your offer's not converting and how to fix it. Number 2 is how to build a signature, co-pilot, and light offer. Where to sell each one, either cold email or X or whatever platform you use, and how to upsell leads inside that process. Okay. So if you sell any type of B2B service, you're an agency, consultancy, blockchain, tech, like whatever you sell B2B, this is required watching. Okay. And this is how we're getting like, $1 billion, multi-$100 million clients up on calls with our clients and ourselves. So that's fun. I'm not going to pull that mob. We're going to pull this mob. So let's just break it down. So the Copilot, so we have the Copilot, Signature, Light, and Open House, and these are just different ways to funnel in different types of clients to see if they actually qualify for your offers. So the way we gather pools of leads for ourselves and clients is we can do those 4 ways, those 4 different offers. Let's start with Open House. So Open House is like more of we tested it a month ago, and it's more of like a free workshop where anyone who's interested or have been interested in your service or offer, you just invite them to like an open house. So for example, if you're going to view a property, if any of you have bought a house before, or, plan to buy a house, you'd view the property ideally before you go and live in it or buy it, right? So that's kind of the idea we had around the open house, and that's kind of how we pulled a lot of leads from it. So what we do is we build out these like events, and we'll announce it via newsletter or social media platforms like X or LinkedIn, and even sometimes cold email. We'd run that maybe to people that have spoken to us before by cold email, or ex clients, or whoever you can think of that would potentially buy from you after seeing like maybe what you're working on. I would invite clients to this event, current clients who are getting great results, and they can obviously give a quick rundown into how like you guys are operating and how you're currently working and what kind of results you're getting. And that's just really good, for like people who have maybe on the fence about working or, investing in a service like yours. They can just come in, and you can do like a mini workshop on any topic or any solution or any problem, and then you can do a Q&A, and then you can upsell people on the back end later. Now, this isn't like a technical, here's how you set up the funnel and like all the copy that goes with that. It's simply an idea, or like an offer stack kind of thing that you can add to your current process. So maybe I'll cover the funnel and like what that looks like, the copy, and more in depth. Maybe when I'm not playing video games, but just to give you like the idea and like talk about that a little bit further. So that's open house. For example, we had 3 clients come in on that. On the back end of that open house, I think we have 30, 40 attendees, but out of those 40, almost 10% of those, well, yeah, just about 10% of those people that came to the open house that attended, they turned into done for you high ticket clients, right? So it speaks for itself. Like, you just need to test more ideas. Like, if you're a solo founder, you're doing maybe you're post seed, you're bootstrapped, or you're a founder, you're just running a B2B company or agency or whatever in any capacity. It's like you just got to test more things. Like, maybe you're not a marketing or sales led founder, but maybe you're more of a tech founder. But the way you test products and the way you test ideas with your with your value propositions and stuff, you just need to do the same with ideas when it comes to marketing. And how can I get people to know, like, and trust me in a short space of time? Well, maybe I can just get on camera and just like start yapping about the solutions that I provide and what problems I solve and all of that stuff. Just put yourself out there more. I think Rick Rubin said it famously. He was like, once your stuff is out there, I believe it's Rick Rubin, don't quote me on this, but he was more like, once you put yourself out there, you've pretty much succeeded, simply because you've done what other people are not willing to do. So most people are perfectionists. At least sometimes the clients I speak with and work with, they're all perfectionists. They want to just make sure it's all like perfect before it launches. As you can see, I don't really care if this video is perfect. I don't care about virality. I don't care about SEO. I don't care about, the thumbnail, whatever. But, I just simply don't care. I just want to get my stuff out. And the best way I can do it is by not polishing it and just ripping it. So that's the idea and the mindset and mentality you have to have when you're trying to test out different offers, because the perfectionist in you need to kill it, and you need to kill it ASAP, because it's not gonna help you in the long term, because you're not gonna get any ideas out, and nobody's gonna understand like where you're coming from or where this stuff comes from. So, building in public is cool. I really kind of advocate for that, and I'd like to see more people do that, especially my clients. I just love them to just start ripping stuff, making content and videos, because we typically just do cold email for them. Our goal is to grow their companies and scale their business and get them more clients that way with cold traffic, and we do great with that. But if they could sometimes, clients in general, and I'm sure you could agree if you have clients of your own and you're running a similar business model, that you'd love for your clients just to whip out the camera and just start talking more about the solutions the problems they solve. It would solve a lot of their problems, right? And then you can use them as sales assets for your outbound campaigns or whatever you want, really. Do I gank or do I not gank at level 51? It's bubbled. I'm out of here. Alright, so we've got the bubble, guys. He's going to hodge me. I can disorientate and shot in a minute. I'll win clip. He's dead here. He's dead here. Oh. He didn't even line of sight. He's just killing the bird. Look at him. He'll come back in a minute. Yeah, so where was I? Okay, cool. So light, we'll talk about the light version, and that's just more of like I would say like a more of the low friction offer that you can possibly pitch. And this could be anywhere from, do we die here? No. Do I have mana? No. Am I maybe fried? Yes. So the light version of the offer, segment or stack or whatever, is mainly a mechanism to drive people On the front end, again, this could be for super skeptical people. They can come in, test the waters, maybe on a weekly basis, 200 a week or something is what we typically test. And it's worked wonders, because then within 48 hours or so, or just a couple of days later, we can upsell them to 8K to 10K packages on the back end, which is awesome. So that's what we've tested. And I'm only speaking about real experiences here. Like, this is what we've been doing in real time to sign clients, and it's been really fun. So you can sign like 5 to 10 clients a week on a 200 a week offer. Some just want to buy your big thing straight away, which is cool. So you get a couple of those come in. And it's just about diversifying your options and diversifying your delivery. And then if they want more access to you or a bigger result, you're just then upselling them to that price point and that model, right? And then you can be like, okay, cool. Well, with this model, you get X delivery. With this model, you get Y delivery. So if you want the big delivery or the big result, you have to pay more. And that's just fair, you know. That's just fair. Not everyone should get your big thing all the time. Luckily, that's a druid horde one, so that's fine. Or feed the pet. Yeah. So light offer is basically that. It's like 200 a week things. Like, hey, here's my easy entry level thing. It will help you get this far. Maybe it's a done with you or a DIY or something like that. And then you can sell it that way. And then your Copilot is just a little bit more. That might be like an intensive package or program. If you don't have these built out, you can start testing them and see what works. You might be surprised. So the coaching model is more like a done with you or / consulting thing. So if you got someone who doesn't want to buy the big thing, you could be like, well, I can coach you for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever, 12 weeks. It'll be X amount. And then inside that, once basically your whole goal here is to just prove competence to people that don't know, like, or trust you. Once you've got that, I mean, typically we sign those clients up on the onboarding call. So for example, if we do an onboarding call with someone, we might go over the offer. Once you've proven to that individual, that new client or customer, that you know your shit and you're good at what you do, it will just naturally ooze out of you on the call, and they'll be like, oh, great, okay, this guy or girl actually knows what they're doing. Let's pay them more and we can get a bigger result, you know, because some people just want to test the waters, see what it's like, and then you can upsell them to your signature offer. And that's where you can charge your bigger ticket stuff, 20K, 100K, like whatever you do it. Like this, the whole thing is not just for lower ticket agency offers. It can be scaled up to bigger consulting or tech deals. I have a client who signs 100K deals. He went from 400K to 900K in just like 6 months or something like that, and now he's on track to do over $1 million a month. But they're now implementing the low friction offer stack just to bring people in on the front end, show them that they can really do their stuff, and then on the back end they upsell them for more, so they buy more things. So it's like just cross-selling, upselling, you know, all that kind of good stuff, and just really seeing like what kind of leads are out there, which ones are a good fit for your offers. And that's really how I like to run my business. Like, I don't really think I don't believe in a one size fits all. Like, if any of you go gym, right, you'll know that your clothes are not going to fit you all the time, whether you bulk or cut or just you get bigger, like you get more gains. As you get more gains, you kind of have to start splitting things up, or like, you know, like wearing different clothes, or maybe you like a bit more oversized. Like, even for me, this tee's a bit tight. I can feel it, and I'm not really a fan of it, but I like the shirt, so I don't really want to change it. And it's like limited edition from Uniqlo, so I don't really want to change it. So I'll wear it. But again, I can feel like, you know, when you grow or you progress or you get bigger, you get stronger, then you can start diversifying, you know, what you're wearing, or whatever the case is, like going up a size or down a size, where you are at. So one size doesn't really fit all, at least from, in my opinion, and it's worked wonders for myself and clients. And it's just a different way of buying. Like, you're giving your clients an exciting way to buy from you. So they can come to the open house, then you can, you know, pitch them a light, or they want to go straight to the upsell, or they just want to buy the biggest and best thing. They just want to see what they can buy from you. And if you don't tell them what they can buy from you, or how they can buy from you, then no one's going to buy from you. And this is just, again, real experience from someone who's in the agency trenches, who's been in the info space. I've been doing this for 4 years. So especially when it comes to like cold email and like turning like cold customers into happy paying clients, or like cold prospects. So yeah, that's my take on like the whole thing. The best thing you can do is test it, right? There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to marketing. There are certain strategies that are designed to work, and obviously you've got the basic principles, which is, you know, make sure we have a pain that we can solve, a problem that we can solve, and you've got a big enough market, or whatever the case is, and these people actually care about solving this problem. And the way you can, some people ask me is like they want to build out these massive products, or they've got like a really good SaaS tool, And they're like, yeah, we've got the best tool in house, or like the best platform, or best software in house, or best tech in house, whatever. And I'm just like, cool, have you validated it? And they're like, no. I was like, okay, well, these guys just got seeded like 2 mil, and they're trying to help. They want my help to get PMF, like product market fit. I'm like, cool, like what have you done so far? It's like, well, we built it. And I was like, okay, so you didn't get on any calls with potential customers yet, or go into the market and speak to these guys? No, we haven't done any of that. I was like, okay, so that's the first place to start, because I see like a lot of venture companies, or venture portfolio companies, and VCs and equity firms and incubators. They just don't give their startups the tools required to succeed. So when they're like, a couple quarters come in, and they want the financials and the numbers and stuff, they've got nothing to show, because they didn't provide their startups like a platform, or some kind of guidance on how they can actually get product market fit, and turn this into a win. Like, because VCs and stuff, they just hedge bets on like, they just invest in lots of different companies. And nowadays it's really important to, at least in my opinion, to make sure that you've got a solid go-to-market strategy in place when it comes to either building product market fit, or scaling and showing this product to people. It's just simply just getting a bunch of ideal customers who you have an idea that they have a pain point that you can solve. Talk to them, interview them, get 70 to 100 plus of them on a call, get as much data as possible. And you don't even need a big marketing team or like a big sales team anymore. You can just collapse all of that down, and just start using all your using ChatGPT and your data from all the calls to build out the right fit and messaging and frameworks and all of that stuff for your product market fit, and then how you can scale. And then you keep you scale revenue, scale cash, scale your team. Then you can get your first mil, 2 mil, 10 mil, 20 mil, whatever. Get your next round, and then you can really scale things up. So that's more of what I'm interested in now, because the last video was more about how we're more going all in on our Done For You agency, which is really fun. I've been doing Done For You for at least 3 years. I stopped a little bit to do coaching, and I've tested a load of models just to see what really worked for me and what I like doing. Now, coaching is easy to sell, like info done with you is easy to sell, but it's more hand holding, and it's more like pain, actually. And I'm no stranger to pain. I welcome it every day. And I believe pain is really good, but pain when you just don't like answering the same shit over and over again, and there's too much hand holding, and just people aren't ready to meet you where you are. Obviously you can qualify better, but depends. Like, it wasn't the right move at the end of the day, and it was fun. It cash flow. It was good cash. It was fun. We helped a lot of people. It worked really well because we use those same principles in our Done For You. We just do it for them, right? The program is more about like just do it with you, or like we'll give you consulting calls or whatever the case is, a group coaching. But that only goes so far. And then with the people that actually want to do the work, so it's more of that. It's like, if you're a lazy person, I mean, I can't really say much. I'm playing WoW in the middle of the day, but my shit's dialed in, and we've got big plans, and it's really fun. So I like making these videos. Yes, the last video I made, I think the other day, where I started just taking this more casual approach to YouTube. And the only way I'm going to be able to make content is just to do something I love doing, and just talking about stuff I'm going through, or like experiences I've had. And I got DMs from quite a few cool people, and they were like, hey, look, really, like, this vid was fire and all that stuff. I didn't expect any of that. But when I post like my normal content with the optimized like SEO and the viral thumbnail, all that bullshit, people can see right through it. It doesn't look authentic. But when I'm just here just talking about stuff like what I'm doing day to day, I feel like that resonates more with people. So I'm just going to keep doing it, and then maybe that will change and evolve over time. But I don't see myself going back to, like, I guess the traditional or definitive way or defined way that everyone's carved out for themselves, because those trends die out fast. And I think the best way to, at least in my opinion, to stay ahead of that is to be original, because no one is good at being you. Only you are good at being you. So, and that's what I've learned in this content game. It's easy to compare, or like agency game or B2B game or online, whatever you want to call it, game. It's just it's easy to compare yourself to everyone else. But I was always under the impression that I read when I was very young that comparison is the thief of joy. So with that in mind, like, I just want to make shit that I like making, and if I do that best playing video games or just like yapping with Charlie, my co-founder, or like my clients. I'm considering to bring on clients onto streams and just like talk with them. If you guys have any suggestions about maybe what you'd like to see, I've got a lot of ideas, but anything specific you'd like me to cover, because I can talk about this stuff all day. Offers, scaling, hiring, operations. Operations is more Charlie's thing. I'm more like front end sales and strategy and like offers. And copy. That's what I love doing. So that's what we're going to be good at. That's what we're going to be doing more of, the stuff that we're good at and the stuff that we like doing. So, yeah. I was considering Twitch for this as well, but I don't think Twitch is too like into the biz stuff. They might be interested in like me, because I feel like gamers just, they talk about gaming and they don't even talk. Actually, most streamers, they just game and kind of farm like viral clips and stuff, right? I mean, I've watched a couple of streamers because when I played more like ranked PvP in WoW in retail, obviously you want to get good, so you watch the best players and you see like what they're up to and their comps and strategies and stuff. But that's all they talk about, is the gaming side of things. There's nothing like really personal, like Zaryu or like any kind of big streamer. They're not really talking about so much their personal life. Even that said, info products for gamers, if nobody's done this yet, is a killer idea, at least in my opinion. Like if you haven't, I think that's a huge like gold mine waiting to be uncovered. Is someone make that offer, because I ain't got time for that. But if you make an info product offer, like I think Zaryu's got his own like fitness training and ebooks and stuff like that. If you turn it into like a proper like either one-on-one coaching or group coaching, and he sold his products through his Twitch stream, because he's got loads of followers, viewers and watchers and stuff, like lots of people, I think that could be a really home run, because people like him. People really like him. So imagine being a marketer like for the gaming niche or like info product space, and then combining the two. That's a win in my opinion. I did have an idea to do that at one point, but I haven't got around to it. There's so many ideas and so many things you can do, because once you get good at a skill, like once you've acquired a skill and spent the hours and time like getting decent at it, or getting like relatively okay at it, then you're like, oh well, you start seeing offers and deals and like frameworks and infrastructure and all kinds of different things you can do, like with different models and different industries and niches. I don't really know why I'm here in this section. I'm just running around. I need to get out of here, because otherwise I'm going to die. Like this, you know what I mean? I'm going to get the bird to do that, and then I'm going to, oh fuck, not that one, run away. We're going over here. I got this Rested XP add-on. So it's $20. It's up until level 20. Shout out Rested XP. If you want to sponsor this, Rested XP guides. Basically, it's a paid tool up until level 20. It's a free tool up until level 20. And then what happens is it just points you in the right direction. It's like the best leveling guide for Classic. And it's just so much fun, because you don't do all the quests. You won't, like, for example, I haven't picked up this one, right? Because the guide isn't telling me to. I'm just like doing what the guide says, and it's the most efficient way to scale in Classic. Because the other way is like you can get boosts, but I feel it kind of takes away from the character of the game. And obviously this guide as well, but I ain't got time to sit there and figure it all out. But yeah, you get the idea. It's like mind-numbingly good. Like it soothes your brain, so I don't need to think too much. So I can just talk about like biz or like whatever. So I think this is a good medium for me to kind of get my thoughts and processes out when it comes to like work and like biz and scaling and stuff. I don't want it to always be about that stuff. It's kind of boring to me sometimes, because I talk about it all the time, especially when you're doing coaching like one-on-one. When you're doing more done for you stuff, you don't really talk about it much, you just do it more. But what I found is like when I'm doing done with you coaching, I'm just like yapping. I've got coaching calls every day, every other day, like at least twice a week. And it gets a bit much. You're just saying the same thing over and over and over again, and then you go crazy and you mentally burn out because nothing new is happening. Like you really want to help your students or coaching guys like progress, but at the end of the day, it's very much they have to meet you in the middle. You can't handhold them all the way to the promised land. They have to walk alongside you on the journey. With Done For You can just do it all for them, and there's no questions. It's just like, hey, I'm the expert, I'm the guy doing this for you guys. This is what you paid for, this is what you're getting, here's the results, fantastic, everyone's happy. With Done With You is there's a lot of belief breaking and boundaries breaking and mentally breaking, and it's rewarding. It really, really is rewarding. Like when people get their first 10k, 20k, 50k, 100k, like it's really cool to know that you were part of that, or like your model helped them get there, or your process got them there, or like whatever. You had some input, like you had some part of that, which is really nice. Like, you know, you go to bed like with a smile, like it's happy. Do you know what I mean? But that doesn't last very long when the next boundary or mental barrier needs to be broken. And if you've already broken those barriers or mental barriers loads and loads of times over for yourself, to keep breaking them for other people, it comes draining, because then it's just like more of a take thing than a give thing. But there is ways to do that, I guess, to scale a coaching program more efficiently and have some specific kind of model. But I mean, we did what we did, and I liked what we did up until I stopped liking what I did. And when I stopped liking what I did, something needed to change, and then we made that change, and we decided that we are better at doing done for you, and we're more suited to it. It's a patience game as well, and I just want to operate like, I just like to do things and test things and scale people up. Like, that's more like what I want to do. And when you speak into different levels of people, like for example, if you're speaking to the 2 mil founder or the 10 mil founder or the $1 billion founder, they operate differently, and you feel like you're progressing because you're surrounded yourself with people that are either ahead of you, or they know more than you, or they just got a bigger network than you, or just whatever the case is, you just feel like you're in the presence of someone who's broken all those beliefs 10 bajillion times over. They're on the same level as you, and they just want results, and it's so much easier to scale because they just pay and trust you, you know? There's no hand holding. It's like they're grown adults. At least some in some cases. But yeah, that's all I had for this video today. I didn't want to make it into a too long one because I want them to be digestible and not ramble on too much. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. There's a bunch of links that you can go and see what I do, my stuff, my socials, my agency, what I'm working on in real time. If you have any comments or suggestions for the next one, just shoot me a comment below, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.